in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please silence all cell phones and take your seats. Digital biographies are in the description section of the YouTube live stream. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Captain James Covell, Commander of Charlie Company, 181st Brigade Support Battalion, welcome to the Chiron Company Change of Responsibility Ceremony between First Sergeant Crespo and First Sergeant Tash. We are honored to have a number of distinguished guests in attendance: Colonel Chargaloff and Command Sergeant Major Martin, commanders, Sergeant Major, soldiers, families and friends of Chiron Company. Thank you for your attendance today. Yellow roses are being presented to Mrs. Tash by Staff Sergeant Beardsley. The flowers are to welcome her into the unit. Yellow is the color of joy and friendship and symbolizes the relationship between the families and soldiers. Shortly, the rosebuds will blossom, as will her relationship with the soldiers of Chiron Company and their families. Chiron Company, or Charlie Med, of the 181st Brigade Support Battalion, is the Brigade Support Medical Company to the 81st Stryker Brigade Combat Team. Charlie Med provides health services support and force health protection to over 3,000 Cascade riflemen, including emergency medical evacuation, advanced trauma resuscitation and surgery, patient regulating, dental, laboratory, and radiology services, as well as preventative medicine and combat and operational stress care. The company holds a proud history of service to both the state and the nation, responding to domestic incidences ranging from the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens, wildfires, floods, and landslides, to overseas deployments in support of Operations Noble Eagle, Iraqi Freedom, and Enduring Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and our national anthem. Saluting is not required, as this is an indoor ceremony. The official party for today's ceremony is Captain Covell, First Sergeant Crespo, and First Sergeant Tash. Please refer to the digital biographies in the description section of the YouTube live stream. Please be seated. The first sergeant's duties and job dates back to the Civil War. Military leaders have viewed the first sergeant as the key to development of a good company. The order and discipline of the troops, their care and well-being, have always been the focal point of the first sergeant's job. There can be no substitute for this position, nor any question of its importance. When first sergeants are exceptional, their units are exceptional. It is the first sergeant at whom almost all unit operations merge. He holds formations, instructs platoon sergeants, advises the commander, supervises training, and enforces standards. The first sergeant must have a unique relationship of confidence and respect with the commander. He must be the commander's right hand. Army regulations make it clear that the first sergeant will be chosen for his ability to lead and the leader he is. He is also the provider, the disciplinarian, the wise counselor, the versatile speaker, the confident sounding board, and above all, the company's first soldier. Today, we will observe the traditional passing of the NCO sword. symbolizing the change of responsibility from First Sergeant Crespo to First Sergeant Tash. The non-commissioned officer sword was adopted by the War Department in 1840 and was used as a weapon by NCOs for over 70 years. Today, we see symbols of the NCO sword on crests and unit patches, which symbolize the non-commissioned officer's ability to cut to the heart of the matter and take swift, decisive action. The sword, as a weapon, may not be in the Army's inventory today, but the traditions and legends live on. The passing of the sword is an ancient ceremony, rich in tradition and significance. The ceremony begins as Sergeant First Class Archuleta passes the sword to the outgoing First Sergeant Crespo. The sword symbolizes the heart of the company and stands as a reminder of past glories and traditions, as an inspiration for present endeavors, and as a guide to the future. The passing of the sword from First Sergeant Crespo to Captain Covell represents the relinquishing of the company's most senior non-commissioned officer leadership position. The act of Captain Covell passing the sword to First Sergeant Tash signifies the official change of responsibility. First Sergeant Tash returns the sword to Sergeant First Class Archuleta for safekeeping. First Sergeant Crespo and First Sergeant Tash are changing positions, signifying that the change of responsibility for Chiron Company First Sergeant has been passed from First Sergeant Crespo to First Sergeant Tash. Let's congratulate First Sergeant Tash on his official appointment as Company First Sergeant. Captain Covell will now present parting gifts to First Sergeant Crespo on behalf of the soldiers and officers of Chiron Company.
We had a dirty last trick on First Sergeant, so he didn't get to actually rehearse with the ceremonial sword for today, because this one is being presented to him on behalf of the soldiers and officers of Chiron Company, First Sergeant Crespo, and because all Crusaders do need a sword, Crusader 7. So
thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And one more. And I want to be a party without a little bit of bourbon from Wood and Will Whiskey, a little double barrel bourbon. So that'd be great for you as well.
Appreciate it.
So,
thank you very much. Yeah.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of Chiron Company, Captain James Covell.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Colonel Chargaloff, Command Sergeant Major Martin, fellow commanders and first sergeants, thank you for attending today's ceremony. Thank you, Tammy, for joining us today. And for any of our friends, viewers, families that have joined us in the live stream, thank you for your virtual attendance as well. Glad you're able to make on for today's festivities. Today, we are celebrating the incredible 4.5 years that First Sergeant Crespo has given to Charlie Med as First Sergeant. And we're welcoming First Sergeant Tash as a successor to an incredible legacy of dedication and servitude. Now, I can't claim to have personal knowledge of all of First Sergeant Crespo's achievements. If you take a quick glance at his digital biography that's in the comments section, you'll see that his connection to Charlie Company actually started back in 1996. Now, I don't know what patch the 81st Brigade was wearing back then, but I can tell you I was not in. So let's see. But I don't need to have been around the block here to know just what kind of an impact that First Sergeant has made. He's led this company from tanks to strikers, from reset to XCTC, and the junior enlisted through their first stripes or rocker. First Sergeant Crespo, I just want to thank you for the incredible work you've done for this company, but more importantly, call your attention to the impact that you have made for the junior leaders in this organization. You've really placed that thumbprint on a number of NCOs and junior officers, and they have not been shy about their benefactor. I wish you luck in your upcoming deployment to Ukraine and continued success as you serve as an influential policymaker at our state headquarters thereafter. First Sergeant Tash. A few years ago, you volunteered or were voluntold to run the OCS program Medical Platoon. And I don't care if it was volunteer or voluntold, but you did a fantastic job. And now you're here. And this is a really big deal. And Tammy, I hope he's told you this is a really big deal. There are 2 top medical NCO positions in our state. Okay, the First Sergeant of Charlie Med and, well, MedCom. So you can see which one is obviously the preference on here. Chiron Company is ready for you, First Sergeant Tash. And I can think of no better warrior and healer to make charge of this team. Take this opportunity by the reins, lead with faith and virtue, and try to enjoy yourself because it's going to be a wild ride. Chiron 6 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing First Sergeant of Chiron Company, First Sergeant Faso Crespo.
Thank you. Well, good morning, distinguished guests, family, friends, and of course, Charlie Company soldiers. Thank you for being here today. So first of all, I want to thank Lieutenant Colonel Chargaloff and the previous battalion commanders, Lieutenant Colonel Wells and Colonel Durda, for entrusting me over the 4.5 years with this assignment, and to Sergeant Major Furlong and Sergeant Major Sandlin for their guidance, counsel, and candid conversations on leadership. Thank you to all. Appreciate the time spent here. Also to my commanders with whom I've shared this privilege, Major Retired Stone, Major Friday, and Captain Covell. I couldn't have been more fortunate to be a part of each command team and serve as your enlisted advisor. To my family, although far from me physically, but your support and love is always with me. Gracias a mami y papi y toda la familia. To the NCOs, I want to leave you with just a couple things. You are the standard bearer. Be it always and make those hard decisions. And to the soldiers, they are all your soldiers. They all matter, so be there for them always. To the leaders, continue to communicate with your soldiers and NCOs, give them proper intent and trust in them. To First Sergeant Tash and your family, thank you for your service. You will inherit a great company, some of the best soldiers, medics, and humans that I've had the privilege to serve with. And finally, to the Charlie Company soldiers, it has been my honor and privilege to have been your first sergeant. Thank you for making the past 4.5 years the most challenging, purposeful, and rewarding years of my military career. Continue to be better every day because you deserve it. Thank you for your service. Charon 7 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chiron Company First Sergeant Joshua Tash.
Sergeant Major, sir, distinguished guests, thank you for being here for this. I appreciate all your attendance. Charlie Company soldiers, thank you. First Sergeant Crespo, thank you. I know the hard work you've put forth in this company, and I know that got some big shoes to fill, and we'll charge ahead and continue with what you've started and continue to improve and make it better. Captain Koval, I enjoyed working with you at OCS. I've looked forward to an opportunity to serve with you in the future, and here it is. So I think we will work well together, make a great command team, and we'll continue to improve Charlie Company. To the soldiers of Charlie Company, many of you I've worked with before, some of you I haven't, but I look forward to it. I look forward to working with the NCOs, developing them, seeing them succeed, and seeing the junior soldiers succeed at whatever they want to do, come up into the NCO Corps. So appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for your socially distant and/or virtual attendance.